What's good, man? PR Corey, 45 Degree Discovery Channel, man. I'm back. And as you can see by the title, it's So Jesus or Not Good or Bad 45/54. What is the meaning of this title? Well, we got three sections. It says Jesus or Not Good or Bad, and then 45/54. My meaning by this title and everything is really for me to clarify where my stance is, and because I always think about, people, I try to think from other people's perspective and see where they try to tap into their mind frame and view myself from their perspective. And that goes for all people. So I've been thinking about how when it comes down to whenever I talk about Jesus and y'all hear me talk about the tetragrammaton and things like that of that nature, um, whether people think, I know people probably wonder whether I'm of faith or not, because on one end it might sound like I am, and one end it might sound like I'm not. I just think from a different perspective than most people, and I just look at things like a lot of stuff I don't say is impossible, but and me myself, the way I look at it, um, the things that are inside of that book that are written, the Bible, a lot of it, is stuff that you don't see in nature. A lot of animals and things that are or beasts and stuff that are talked about, you don't see in nature actually. But also, uh, if you think that flat Earth is the only truth that's in there, then you tripping too. It's a lot of encoded truths that's within it, and it's a reason that I got this title the way that it is, and everything linking with everything that I'm talking about. It's a lot of truths that's encoded in it. I know a lot of y'all get on here and y'all joke about, whether Jesus walked on water, whether there was a man who walked on water and things like that. Well, me on my end, to be honest, I've heard people. Now, I want y'all to first off ask yourselves upon listening to this in the future, have you yourself or anybody else that you know that's spiritual ever talked about monks floating spiritually? If you've ever talked about monks floating spiritually and their ability to levitate, basically, I want you to consider that you've talked about it as reality. You've considered that being a reality. All right. So when it comes down to the aspect of a man walking on water, I'm just being real with you. I don't put it past being possible when we talk about levitation as far as Buddhist monks. That's whether you've seen it or not. You've talked about it and you've actually considered it a possibility. That's no different than what levitation is. You're levitating, but you're just walking on water. So if you ask me, I'm just saying I feel like there's something that's completely being communicated there. It's not just there for no reason. I'm not saying that I'm some huge Christian and that I'm rocking by every verse in the Bible and everything like that. But from my walk of life and things that I went through and what I've experienced and everything, I have seen some things that link up and make a lot of sense. I'm at a crossroads right now where I'm looking at my work and questioning a lot. With this 45 and 54 thing, it's revealing a lot for me and for other people as well if they paid attention close enough to it. Because the fact is, like I'm saying, the first two words that are on that Bible that the whole religion is even based on is Holy Bible. What are the chances that the very numbers that I got in this title right here, 45, is a 4 letter word and a 5 letter word? Holy is 4, Bible is 5. And then when you do the gematria value of it, it's 540. 54 and 45 is right there. This is stuff that upon them even making this stuff, see, Hebrew was around and gematria was around before Christianity was around. So you have to consider, people, that this coding stuff was all considered when they created Christianity itself, because the very religion that Christianity stemmed from, Judaism slash Hebrews, that's it. That's where the whole code system comes from of gematria. And that's where I'm getting at y'all at. Who can disprove the number system that we use, that everybody uses, man? We debate everything else, but who can prove? Yes, there are other number systems, but I'm saying that's where I'm showing y'all with my work. Where can you do that with anything else? Where can you do that with any other number and apply it with science, geometry, mathematics to the core? Because we're talking about the very numbers that we use. So all mathematics is based on this. You can't do it. I've experimented with every grid style that I possibly can. And that's why I'm telling people, not just telling, but showing people that it's divine. So I've been using my own work and I've been going through a walk in life where it's revealing something about this world and about this very religion, stuff that I'm scared to even try to question and admit. And when I say scared, it's because, like I'm saying, I hear other people talk about it, but it's like the tongue is so important. You got to watch what you say because everything that you're saying, especially based on when you knowing that it's a creator, everything can be held against you, just like the court of law. Everything that you're saying ain't nothing but a reflection of your thoughts. So the fear ain't of man or anything that man has written. It's the fact that I know that there's a higher power. I've witnessed spiritual power beyond this body, beyond me being in this body. And I've witnessed that there's something beyond this life, that life can exist, consciousness, and actually being able to exert intelligence exists outside of this very physical realm that we live in. So if a spirit on a basic, so that's what I'm saying. If I heard a spirit and nobody can tell me that I didn't because my mouth was closed, there were no technological devices open in my home. It was completely quiet. Anybody could have heard that evidence. And it was the second time. And I've seen things move on my own, like literally. Not only me, but my dog senses things. Okay, so that's a red flag right there. So what I'm getting at, people, is that if a spirit of a human body, if a humane spirit or even a lower level demon can exist outside of the body and exist out, without a human body, without a physical frame, there being the supreme spirit from the past, a very, very righteous spirit that went through a lot of pain, and that pain dispersed through the world in some type of ripple effect, some type of way. A very special person, an enlightened person among the very many. I'm not going to say that it wasn't possible. I'm not. I'm not going to say that it wasn't possible, man. It's a lot of things to consider when it comes down to um, it's a lot of things to consider when it comes down to life in general, man. Where we think everything that we think that we know. Uh, I'm not reneging and trying to just become a Christian or nothing like that. What I'm telling people is there's a reason why these people do the rituals that they do. And there's a reason why everything that other teachers have talked about one side being the same as the other and everything showing up as facts and everything. There's a reason why that's even possible for them to do that and show that. Uh, and what my subconscious is picking up on is what I hear a lot of people have even said, a negative ruler ruling this, or a negative, I don't know, man. It's just hard to say, man. And that's part of why I don't really talk about this, because it's really hard to come out and say that. But all I'm going to say is I hear other people reflecting on what I've said in the past, whether they saying it because of that or because of their own thoughts, their own thought process, that this world is like hell, bro. It's very similar to it. This life that we living in, we not born with everything that we need, man. And that's why I've been pointing out a lot of stuff that I've been pointing out here recently. We are not born with everything that we need as human beings. We need water. We need food. there's all type of things that we need, and if we don't have it, we die. We suffer, in other words, because we got to suffer before we ever do die. Pain, you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that um, I think that people don't think is deep on. Who would think that, I mean, because if we don't have a certain amount of clothes, then we'll die from hypothermia in a certain environment. We don't have everything we need because look at how our ancestors got around in the past. It's not roads everywhere, and we not goats. We can't climb over certain mountains. It's mountain ranges. Look at the Grand Canyon. Our ancestors had to cross things like that, and that's why a lot of wild stuff has been talked about here recently, like flights from the ancients and stuff in the past. Flight activity, because that's the wisest way to use transportation, not on the ground. The ground is the most risky way to at all, to go anywhere. Flight is the fastest, it's the most direct. It's from point A to point B. It's very fast. So this is just stuff that I just consider, man. And when it comes down to this 45, 54 thing, um, that's all coming back to the number of y'all figure it out, bro. I'm just letting y'all know that I'm just letting y'all know right now, man, that when it come down to it, stuff like this right here that's being shown, I gotta sit up and question intensely. Just 1 second. I gotta question things like this intensely. One second. So this is what I'm saying. When I got this Jesus thing in the title, I want y'all to think about this, man. Because I'm about to actually watch something with y'all real quick. The New Jerusalem. I might even change the title and everything, honestly. But we're gonna watch a video, replay somebody else's video called Review React, a reaction video to a New Jerusalem video. I'll be just 1 second, please. So you see this right here, Palpa Mountain, Sunstar of Peru, the New Jerusalem, all of this stuff. It's questioned whether it's going to be a pyramid or a cube, okay? I'm not saying that it's going to be real, but all I'm telling y'all is that what I'm drawing out has to deal with that. And what I'm also letting y'all know is if you consider the Bible as being a plan instead of a prophecy, how am I somebody who's creating something that's got to deal with something that's supposed to be uh, a plan according to y'all? In other words, what I'm saying is y'all would also be having to say that I am a plan as well. Okay. That's what I'm letting y'all know. It says this 45 is the second coming of the Messiah. All right. Number 54 is the other number I've been telling y'all about. Like 540 is in Plato's optimal number of societal harmony or ultimate peace and justice under Messiah for humankind. I just heard it. I ain't gonna lie, I just heard a tap next to me on the wall. I heard something tap when I just said that. See, it says 45 second coming of the Messiah. Who, like, think about that. Like, who else has been talking about the number 45? Who else has been talking about this Messiah aspect as well, but not even purposefully? Um, I'm not saying that I'm that. I am not saying I'm the Messiah. I'm not. I'll tell you I'm not, as a matter of fact. If you go, so what I am saying, if this is saying that 45 is the second coming of the Messiah, and then there's also something called an anti, and y'all both saying that they the same thing. So think about what y'all saying. 54, the optimal number of, it's 1254 right now. It just turned 1254 as soon as I said that. 54, the optimal number of harmony. My question is, what reasoning is that? What validifies that? 45 being the second coming. What do they know that I don't know? Because they obviously do know something. I'm not being funny. Obviously, there's something that's known that I don't know that I'm not knowing. 45, arising, second coming of the Messiah. 27 is the Messiah revealed. I'm going to finish my project and have it turned in when I turn 27. '18, fractal of the New Jerusalem's 18,000-mile perimeter. 18,000-mile perimeter. So this is what I'm getting at, is that this is showing, and also what y'all have to consider as well, people, is this is the Nazca lines. This is something that is supposed to be pre-Christianity, correct? So why would this be linking up with something like that? How could something pre-Christianity be linking up with something that's Christian and explaining something that's Christian? Furthermore, if, like I said as well in the previous videos, if the Nazca lines, if you're somebody also who considers that, what if they something that's recently done? Well, think about this as well too, because it's not taken away from how special they are, if they even were. Because if you ask me, they are ancient as a fact. It's a lot of work. It's too much work to have to go out. You don't see people out there all the time doing the work and stuff like that. The area ain't fully covered up. It ain't like you can't get on Google Earth or maps or nothing like that. So it's now certain areas is like these stars. Actually, these stars, these are the ones they got covered up on Google Maps. As a matter of fact, they got these blotched out, blurred out, a lot of them. So that should let you know actually how important they actually are. But like I was saying, this is pre-Christian. This was around before Christian. So what sense does that make? How does that make sense? Unless it's real. I'm not saying that it's real. I'm not saying that it's real, but what I am saying is that this measurements could be at what I don't get is why they would put these measurements to link up. I mean, because they do that. I mean, what they are saying, about the dimensions. All of these measurements that they did, they took out all this time to measure all of this stuff, the fractals, the 360 degree per one square, with all coming back to the what you call, I just mentioned New Jerusalem is right there in front of me. The New Jerusalem. Oh my goodness, New Jerusalem. Okay, 18. This number right here is right there. It's who done it? Resolving the mystery. So this is where it's saying that it's suggested to be done beyond 1000 BC. Now we know that they can't put dates on nothing, but that's what I'm saying. Even if they are going out there and redoing it, that's why I said it's still special because, and I didn't finish my statement because if they're going out there and still redoing those things and putting the lines back, what is the point in them putting that out there? What's the point? That lets you know that they're doing it to communicate something or they targeting somebody. They waiting on something. They waiting on somebody to figure it out. For them to go out there and have put it out there, and now it's like they kind of in this stage where they got to put out there. I mean, they're putting it out here on the internet like that because they pressing it on the internet now more than anything. I never heard or saw this Nazca Sunstar press as much as it is until here recently, especially last year. So now I'm about to go to that New Jerusalem video real quick that I just watched here recently. It's about 2 hours long, and I'll sit down and watch that with y'all and proceed on with my day. I'm not carrying out anything that's in the Bible. I'm telling y'all that without me even knowing, because I'm somebody who didn't even know anything about that. I found out all of this stuff after my work. So my work literally led me down the work road of knowing this. But just 1 second. Okay, 1 second. God is supreme. Shout out to you.
He doesn't build with us.
An alien invasion. It kind of sounds crazy, right? However, truly stick with me, and I think you may see what's going on here. Before we get started, let's quick prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you and just bless you and thank you for all things. Thank you for sending your Son that we may have eternal life. Thank you for revealing the truth in these last days, Father. And I pray that anyone that would be watching or listening to this, that eyes and ears would be open to the truth of the agenda out there, but more importantly, the truth of you and your Son and following you with all of our heart. We love you and bless you in Yeshua's mighty name. Amen. All right. So what we're going to be going over tonight is in article form. It's going to be at parableofthevineyard.com. I'll leave it as a link in the description box and as a pinned comment below. That way, if you want to go back and review some of the scripture or some of the references that I've used, you can go back and do that. Or if you just want to study this whole thing at your own pace, everything we're going to be covering tonight is going to be here in this article, minus a few comments for myself here and there as we go through it. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's talk about the real alien agenda, because I'm here to tell you that all these movies and TV shows that are made are not just for money and for your entertainment. So this was the introduction. We don't have to read that again. So aliens. So let's talk about predictive programming. Before we begin, we need to start here. Many of you are already aware of this tactic called predictive programming. However, just in case you are new, predictive programming is the way that the enemy likes to conduct its own version of prophecy and beliefs. 9/11 is a perfect example of it. So here's some of the subliminal messaging that was put forth in movies and TV shows and media in general to kind of desensitize and prepare the public for what was going to happen. Look at the years of these things in these movies, right? 93, 94, 97, 83, 76. Look at these different things and how it's the same thing being shown, just kind of preparing and really prophesying to the people. I mean, look at that one. Come on. I mean, look at that one. Really? I remember watching this too. Any case, this was a big one, right? 9/11. Anyways, they also conditioned the minds over the years with the current crisis, or actually, as the time of this study, this thing is kind of going away for now. Who knows? But this movie was a perfect example. This movie Contagion is about a virus that starts in Hong Kong and plagues the whole world. This thing here, it becomes the savior, and that's kind of the story, how it played out here. And they've been prepping people for this for years with all kinds of movies about pandemics, plagues, those kind of things. So mass media, news, television, movies, books, and even music and more have been shaping societal changes over the past few centuries. What you see and hear goes into your thoughts. Thoughts become words. Words become actions. This is literally Satan's tool to lead the world astray and to have people believe things his way. So this is how the enemy works, right? This is mass media. Through media, movies, TV, books, false flag operations, they are able to desensitize the public and prepare them for societal changes. When the enemy controls what the people believe, they control the narrative as well. This is going to play into the whole alien agenda. Before we begin, I do not endorse nor do I encourage watching any Hollywood television or movies. In fact, I would recommend staying far away from them. If one is to watch anything, much discretion is required. Movies and TV shows have been the most effective way of brainwashing you. Only if you are fully grounded in your walk and faith would I even venture to watch, even for investigative purposes. Regardless, the enemy is very crafty about wanting to gain a foothold in your life through your eyes and ears or any chink in your armor. So beware. And I'm here to tell you, I believe I'm pretty firm in my walk. I watched a few things. I hadn't watched movies in years, and I watched a few movies leading up to this, and just did not miss them. It was just like icky. So, anyways, we'll talk about that a little bit later regarding like Eternal. I watched Eternals, and I was just like, man, can I have my 3 hours back? Anyways, the alien agenda, right? Why? Why would Hollywood even care about our Messiah's kingdom, right? So what we're going to put together here is why the alien agenda and what this has to do with our Messiah's kingdom. You may think it's completely unrelated. Stick with me, please. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth. And just to back up, we know in Revelation 13 that the dragon, Satan, gave power to the beast. So the beast is literally his kingdom. I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. We know who sits on the horse. It's our Messiah. That was Revelation 19:19. So think about it. Satan and the beast, his system, his kingdom is able to literally get the entire world to fight, or at least attempt to fight our Messiah and his kingdom. Did you ever wonder how the devil would be able to trick the whole world into fighting against Messiah? Like literally, like how does he do that? Is it like, I mean, how could he do that?
And my
We spent
thing
quite a bit of
is-
time digging into this subject a few months ago. If you have not,
And my thing also is, how is the devil real? And y'all speak on it like the devil is so real and everything. Apply names to it and everything, and say that this is this agenda is satanic, this agenda is satanic, that is satanic, all of this stuff. Y'all claim it's satanic and everything, right? Even Freemasonry, y'all say that the God is that they worshiping and everything, right? So in other words, y'all are saying that it's real, okay? And all that I'm saying to y'all is that if y'all are saying that is real, because one end I hear y'all say it ain't no Satan, and then on the other end I'm hearing y'all say that that these people is demonic. Why are you saying demon? If there's no such thing as, man, goodness, it's like y'all don't understand that there's different levels to everything. You got these different you got demons that are at the lower level, and then you got the other stuff that's considered like say, because y'all even say yourselves, y'all look at the talking about how Satan wasn't the highest, wasn't the biggest negative or a demon or whatever, stuff like that. I don't like even talking about stuff like this, honestly, to be real. I don't like having those names in my mouth. I don't like saying those names. I don't like that name on my tongue. I like those evil names to stay clean off of my tongue, to be honest. Um, because, and the reason why I say evil is because really these words are what people perceive and add to the perception that you add to a word, how you choose to perceive a word. But at the same time, words also, that's where semantics and everything comes into play. Words also carry a certain frequency and vibration. So certain words, yes, is going to affect people in a certain type of way based on the frequency and vibration they give off alone. So at the end of the day, when we're talking about all of these different names of, um, you know, y'all be saying that this stuff is okay. I'm getting and I'm comprehending the other side. I'm comprehending where it's being said that both sides is the same. Okay. What I'm getting at with y'all is that this thing about the matrix is that it ain't an escape. Escaping the matrix itself is an illusion. Besides, I mean, y'all talk about out of body and all of that type of stuff, astral projection and things like that. That's another level. That's another thing to consider as far as escaping the matrix. Only reason that I'm so paused on that is because that's something that we can't prove for everybody, and literally everybody got to experience that for themselves. That's something that you can't bring as an experience to everybody and even talk about. So I have to pause on that and think about how to even approach y'all with that as far as inserting that. But what I will be real is what I will do is be real and say that if astral projection is something that's real for everybody, then yes, that is that could be seen as the escape or an escape. It could be. It could be, but um, it's just very important and imperative to consider what I'm saying in regards to. I comprehended both sides is the same. That at least y'all saying that. I comprehend you all saying that both sides are the same. But me on my end, I'm starting to sense that even the higher ups, because the thing is, what are y'all doing? Whenever y'all say that, y'all are also saying that y'all are revealing the secrets of that they are trying to keep from people, that both sides is the same, right? That y'all really worship, that anybody worshiping the so-called Jesus is worshiping something negative, right? So wouldn't that be part way the secret that I mean, if y'all saying that it's the secret and everything, look at how they carry themselves. They carry themselves in secrecy, yes. They don't talk about certain aspects of it. Hold on. But it's about that kind of off focus. Kind of off focus this time around, man. But yeah, man, it's what I'm getting at is I think that Freemasons realize if it wasn't no rules and that's if it wasn't no rules to the tongue, I just want the creator to know that what I'm about to say, I don't actually indulge in it. I don't believe in it. It's not what I'm saying is real. But if I was just to cut the chase and cut to it and quit beating around the bush for people, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is not just the Freemasons, but when you look at reality in itself and what if you consider the earth as hell and you look at everything that we're going through, if you consider the creator to be the devil or be something evil, that would be it would make everything make sense as far as why these people act like they act. If y'all are saying that Jesus and the other side is the same exact thing, which comes out to be something negative, that's why I've said to y'all, listen, even if it's a reason why they are under secrecy to the degree that they are. It's a reason why these people, the only way that a person wouldn't open up their mouth to their own wife about some secrecy about something, it got to be something omnipresent to the person that you trust more than anybody. People that you trust more than anybody, these Freemasons and other people in secretive societies would not tell certain things. Okay, and I'm not saying that, you know, that God is something bad or that God is something but what I am saying is that my work and everything is it come out to the Freemason, the square and compass ain't nothing fake. It's encrypting something that's real. I mean, very real in front of people. That's what I can tell people. 540 is what the Holy Bible comes out to be. I've been telling y'all about 54, the number 54. The pentagram, man, you know, he just said as far on that, that's why I just went through that Nazca thing, because it says the 54 is, because me on my end, what I'm seeing it as is 54 is it's the bottom. I'm looking at it like it's the bottom number on my work, but it's really not the bottom number. It could be perceived as that, but that's really a perception type of thing. The reality of it is 54 ain't really the bottom number on my work, because if you count it from the right side, it's starting on the bottom 0 on the right, and it counts left 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It counts backwards, so it reads from left to right 54, and it makes it look like 54 is at the bottom, and it's red, and it's look like hell and everything is what it kind of looked like, or lava. But I'm not, when I drew it out, I wasn't saying that 54 is hell, but I know that anybody with their certain mind would, you know, with a certain mind would look at it and think that if they realized it was cosmology. And I would get that. But the number 54 is dealing with the pentagram or the 5-point star, like I've been talking about with y'all, and every time that you turn it, the 5-point star is the tetragrammaton. The tetragrammaton, the mathematics of the tetragrammaton / the star, every angle within that comes out to be the same exact numerical measurements as my work. This is stuff I can't make up. Not only that, the astrological alignment of the Great Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn and Mercury that happened in 2020/21, that's also what the tetragrammaton is. And that's what my work also was dealing with. So this is something that, you know, I'm on many different levels, man. It's tapping into, I mean, so much knowledge to it. And it's not about just tapping into knowledge. There's so many different realms of knowledge, and tapping into this and tapping into that. What I'm literally showing people is you literally at the fence of looking at whether Christianity is real or whether Christianity is not real. And that's what's scary about my work. Find out it's real if you want to. Because that's the thing. All I know is, like I just said to y'all, the Bible ain't 100% fake. Y'all literally sit up there and use the flat earth out of the Bible to support y'all arguments. Hebrew cosmos, all type of stuff. Y'all will sit up. So that it ain't the only truth that's in the Bible, but it's definitely lies within there too. It's definitely lies within there. Common sense is lies within there. It sit up there and tell you don't worship or don't make any, do not make, the second commandment is do not make unto thee any graven images. But what is the 10 Commandments inscribed on? It's literally inscribed or engraved on stone. It is an engraven image. It literally is an engraved image. The 10 Commandments. So, I mean, it's just a lot to consider about it. It's just looking at the whole thing, you got to be respectful with how you do it. That's why me, myself, and how I'm walking in life, I know when I'm sitting up debunking other people on very, very small arguments, That's why I tell people that they need to be careful sitting up and acting like one person got all the answers, because ain't no one man got it all figured out. While people sitting up here feeling like they freed and everything like that, y'all sitting up here saying that the devil is real. The devil is very good at fooling, very good at being deceptive. Demons, very good at being deceptive. Y'all sitting up here feeling like y'all are so, a lot of y'all, like y'all so freed and everything from certain stuff. Uh, you just got to be respectful with how you do stuff, because what if it turns out in the end that something is real, something that got power over you, bruh? It's only so. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna be asking the questions. The questions are gonna be asked to you when it's time for every soul to be judged. You ain't asking. Who told you you was necessarily gonna be the one asking questions? Because a lot of us really got a certain ego to ourselves to where we think that when we die, we gonna face the creator and we gonna go through a transcript and ask the creator all type of questions and address the creator. That's how a lot of y'all think. I mean, based on how I hear people talk. Like we're the ones in authority. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's why I talk to y'all like I do about karma and everything, because like I say, I don't believe in karma. I believe in the creator's will. So at the end of the day, whenever y'all say that y'all believe in karma, that's why I tell y'all y'all saying that, and I just use a light example because I get tired of using. I use the other example because it's something that I know hits home, because y'all care about y'all own kids. A lot of y'all just care about kids in general. Why do kids get harmed like they do in very, very bad ways? What is their karma? Since karma, by definition, is everything that you do gonna come back around to you, good or bad. So how can something bad come back on something when they ain't did nothing to nobody at all, bruh? At all. So what's their karma? Y'all can't, and nobody, I promise you, ain't nobody to this day, nobody's ever been able to answer that. And you know why? Because like I'm saying, what I'm showing y'all is that if you were saying that that's karma coming back on that child, you're literally saying that, well, there's something bad coming back on that child. So what you saying? So what you saying? And that's twisted. So that's why I tell y'all, I don't just be being ignorant, but it's a lot of stuff that we just don't comprehend. Some stuff is beyond, happenings are beyond our comprehension. Um, so I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I'm just at a point where I'm just looking at things. I'm being realistic, but I'm being respectful with how I'm figuring it out. Because who's to know if I'm not saying, like I say, I'm not saying that the whole thing is real or anything, but I'm looking at the mathematics. Nobody can debunk my work. That's one thing about it. Nobody can debunk my work. I'll give it to people where, hey, both of them sound a lot alike. Morning star and morning star for both of them. I mean, come on now. Both Jesus and the other one is more said to be the morning star. That's one example right there. But I'm also realist enough to tell you that can't not now ain't nobody debunk my. I just brought up the Tetragrammaton instance right there, and that's just one instance. That's just one instance. Now consider how my work lays out all over the earth with the in lines up with the Great Pyramids. I just showed that last video. Angkor Wat, I just showed that last video. And the Nazca lines. I just showed y'all that. And these are ancient monuments. It's a lot to consider, man. This when they say revelation, it's a lot being revealed right now. It's a lot being revealed right now, man. Real talk.
not yet seen it, after this video, I would highly recommend it. It's called The Coming War.
What's good? What's good?
You Are the
What's
Enemy.
good? What's good?
So here's a
Good,
passage
good.
from Second Esdras. It's also known as Fourth Ezra, which
Good,
was
good.
included in the 1611 KJV. So for those of you out there that are like, I only believe what's in the Bible, well, I'm here to tell you this used to be in the Bible, and they took it out in the 1800s.
I give you this.
This
bro. Ain't
was
no
considered
ratchet channel,
canon
good vibes
and
over here.
scripture
Wine,
until the late
wine.
1800s.
Vibes
Ironically,
of
it is
Cosmos came
books
out
like
with the
this
flat
and many
earth.
others that bust wide
Hey, that's
open
what's
the
up. I'ma
coming
have to-
deception. I believe our
Hold on.
Heavenly Father
What is
allowed
that,
this
the
to
name of
happen
the
to
channel?
bring about the
I guess that's the name of the channel or something. I'm gonna have to check it out. Cause see, what I'm gonna do too, as far as my work, what y'all seeing, like I told y'all, it'll be like it's gonna be put into like a radar. That way, everything I'm drawing out right now, you can just click it digitally. Okay, yes, all right, I'll look into it then. But you can basically click into it. He has 3 books. Oh, that's what's up. He putting in some heavy work then. I'm definitely gonna look into this stuff. I'm gonna remember that. And basically, if this that I'm drawing out was put on the radar and it was powered by a magnetic compass, basically. And I can pull it up. I was showing that last show, but I basically stole the Dragon Ball Z radar and just used it for a quick instance in order to explain my work. And if you basically took this that I've been explaining to y'all, and everything was, powered by North, it's a compass first. And this is me, like I said, when I say that I'm gonna put this and make this a pattern. So there's a dragon radar, and we know that you would be the center. All right. After that, what I did was take my work, one of them, and just put it on top of it to overlay to explain to y'all so that y'all can have a visualization of what I'm telling y'all. So this is just one number 8. Now, how many number 8s do we really got? I can't even count right now how many it is, but I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 for every block. And right now we ain't even got the full 28 on one. So it's a bunch of 8s within itself. So consider that this is just 1 8, and every one of them would be the same thing. And this is not laid perfectly on the grid, because when I took the picture and everything, I didn't take the picture of my work from a very perfect angle and everything. So that's why it's off grid right here and not on level. But if I took it perfectly and overlaid it and everything, I just did this for quick purposes. But if this is basically a ley line map. So that's why I was telling y'all with the Nazca lines, they are ley lines. And when you look at them and everything, that's why all of them lines is going everywhere, all crazy like that. Because everything here that you're seeing is dealing with exactly that. Because if they had a device like this that I'm talking about, this is a device that would go from dealing with not only ley lines, but it could. That's where you talk about the clock and everything. I don't know. It's something about this thing when I'm starting to really even consider it and think about it, because it went from me thinking about the ley lines, and then the clock, the compass idea, put it to be magnetically powered by the compass. That just came automatically. But I'm also thinking about a clock being incorporated within it too, because this could also go back into the alignments of everything with the stars. Once you know the correct timing and everything, because see, we going by a 12 count right now. We cut up the pi time into 12, whether it's months or whether it's the hours. So this right here, if I started zooming out, you'll see number what number be over here? Number 7 will be right here, because we got this is where we at. We on this number 8 right here. So number 7 will be right here where see this 4 and 5 right there. You got a red 4 and 5, just like right here, 4 and 5, and then right there, if I zoom in, you'll see 4 and 5. So it's the same fractal, and right there it'll be 4 and 5, and it'll continue on doing that infinite. So basically anywhere on this map, and if you could spin this, basically, if you could spin these two, you could basically land these anywhere and approximate any building that you were going to, create or anything based off of that alone. You could line up any building basically, like the Great Pyramids, uh, all of those, everything. That's why I say this is the original ley line map of the Earth. And if it had anything to do with time traveling, this would be something that would be fundamental, just like a compass. You know, I was just talking to my grandmother, and I was saying, Granny, I was thinking about it, and I really can be getting paid from one symbol when I really think about it. I really got myself set up to where I can really start getting paid from one symbol for the rest of my life. I could just throw this one symbol like you got Converse. Because think about the 5-point star. How many things use the 5-point star, man? Hardee's, Walmart did at one point. You got so many different places use a 5-point star within their logo. So you had Converse, and they just slapped a 5-point star on there, throw a circle on it, and they one of the highest selling shoe companies. My favorite shoe. It's the only shoe I really wear. I don't really wear nothing but low-cut Chucks. I had every color in high school, every color, including pink. Yeah, that's when I was jerking. That's what I'm saying, bro. These niggas ain't doing nothing but replicating that. These young niggas. And it's really great when you go back and look at, and I'll pull it up too. I'll do that as a fun sector, because y'all don't know nothing about that, bro. That jerking, bro, that shit was so dope, man. Once it was at a certain time, it was whack at the very end of it, and it was whack at the very beginning. When it first started out, it was whack. The music was whack, but the songs and shit, 2010 and 11, bro, it was really 2010. That shit was hard. That shit was crazy. The whole movement was fire. Dance was fire and everything. People really missed out on a lot. But yeah, man, when it comes down to this whole ley line aspect and what I'm explaining, when it comes down to revealing something, because imagine you see this right here that I'm saying. Oh, matter of fact, my bad. This right here, you can see how they got it cut up into. See, and this is actually supporting what I'm saying about the map being square. All right, y'all. So hold on, please. About the map being square. I'm gonna zoom in. So right here, as you can see that this is cut up into how many different sections. We're gonna count from starting up here. We got 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections, 5 sections, six sections, 7 sections, and 8 sections. Whenever we take a square and we divide it up, okay, a rectangle as well, that's also 360 degrees because it's 4 sides. A rectangle, just like a square, is also 360 degrees, just like a circle is 360 degrees. But the problem with this here is you can utilize this. Well, matter of fact, that is right. With the rectangle, you can actually utilize a square. But the problem with it as far as navigating is that we're going north. When you go north, it's just wouldn't function right. That's what the problem is. Because see, this right here, there has to be something that's on the opposite side of the North Pole as far as the land. That's where all of this over here, these two lands over here, like North America and China, or over here in this area, approximately, it's supposed to be like a crossway. That's something that's very important. But I'm pulling this up right now because if you considered and put the map, hold on. dang on, headphones came out, audio jack. But the map that we use or have been using as flat earthers has been put on a circle, which I'm showing people is incorrect because we don't navigate with squares. And just using the excuse that the AE map is not for navigation is not good. That's why I came up there, because I'm saying that I got the right as a critical thinker to say that I support the flat earth because I love the out of the box thinking, and I also am a critical thinker as well, and I see that it's a hole in it because y'all don't have a model or a map that y'all have or can provide that you can use to navigate on. And anytime that you're going to use anything in nature or explain anything in nature, that map should be able to sync with the heavens above. It should be able to sync with the sun that's navigating every single day. You know what I'm saying? And you should know what I'm saying. And all I'm saying is, it's not cool just to sit on it and say, okay, we don't. I wouldn't have even minded if a brother even said, once I brought that to their attention, how about you provide the map? You know, do you have the map yourself that people could use to navigate? That would have been a great question if he would have brought that. All that I'm saying, because that's honestly what gets brought up to other people any other time. People will say that quick, you know, like, you know, you're asking about this map to navigate, but, you know, and telling flat earthers what they ain't got, and you halfway a flat earther, but do you have it that you could provide yourself? And yes, I do. I'm actually building it, but are people supporting it? Very, very few. And I almost could say none, but it's all right though, because I'm not playing games. Because what I'm saying to y'all as far as the ley lines, see this, you got teachers out here who will explain that the ley lines themselves, golly dang it, that the ley lines themselves is these lines that have not been scientific. Ain't nobody been out there in the middle of the ocean, bro, and measured a ley line, an energetic line that goes straight from the south, from the North Pole all the way out to this so-called wall that y'all talking about, a perfectly straight line. There has been nobody. Look, y'all even bring up that they ain't even circumnavigated north and south. Y'all even bring that up as an argument. So y'all meaning to tell me, or Sanchez directly to you, bro, on some straight up intellectual intelligence, bro, basic. You know you smart. Common sense, bro. Real talk. You know that ain't nobody went out here, and I'm telling you, you know that ain't nobody measured that scientifically, bro, with no dowels and rods or no type of instruments, no type of to say that is the ley lines. And that line just going straight from the North Pole straight to the South Pole, like y'all bring up to globe earthers as an argument and say that they ain't nobody even circumnavigated like that. You know that yourself. So that's debunked that's just basic facts. And I'm not out here just to jump on nobody's stuff or try to act like or compete, man. I'm out here, we figuring out the truth. I'm not competing. It's just that see what's going on is you got a brother that's right here who got the truth. He provided it. The way that he providing it ain't in the ignorant way either. And he could possibly end up taking another brother's followers, is what the other person is worried about. He think that I'm trying to take his followers. He bring that. That's why he'll say, you know, go start your own channel. You know, I've already started my own channel. You've been knowing that, just like you've known about Huey P. You've never shouted out my channel. It's obvious that somebody is hating on me, man. It's obvious on it. And I don't see how nobody else could have seen it. But it's, to be honest, it's something that's natural. Because also, I got to look at how I carry myself. Maybe I carry myself in a certain type, because I reflect on myself. I'm not just an ignorant type of person. I'm looking at how I carry myself too. Just like I tell the other party to look at how they carry themselves, because I know a hater when I see it. I know I ain't got no reason to hate on no man. When I'm sitting up here doing work myself, see, niggas can't say sit up and do. See, it's more so start your own channel instead of how about you do your work? How about you do some work? How about you come up here and provide some work? Because see, that's what people used to say. Put your work where your mouth is. You know what I mean? That's what it would be about, is the information. But no, it's more so about how about you get out from over here. All right, you right, nigga. That's really what's being said, is all right, you right, nigga, but go start your own channel. Ain't nobody trying to hear it though. They only want to hear it from me. And see, that's ego right there. That's hatred amongst ourselves. And that's why I act like I act, bro. It's more so on the other side about him really trying to defend his integrity and his man stat. That's why this whole alpha male thing been talked about here recently. I don't even look at that type of shit. I don't think like that. I do not think like that, bro. You got leaders and you got followers. You got niggas who think that they leaders just because they got other followers. Think that just because they got numbers that they a leader. That's why I tell people, man, you know, this stuff that's on the internet is just one thing. Y'all had to sell dope in the hood, bro. Don't y'all realize that what I'm doing right here, when y'all sitting up here talking about flat earth, I'm the one who really would, guess who will really, that's what I'm saying to people. You're the one who gets out here on the internet, and you have to use the internet as a tool, okay, in order to help you get your message out here. And what I'm getting to you, I'm showing you that I'm not rubbing in nobody's face by saying that, but if you sat the two outside, you sit outside and you talking about flat earth all day, just talking about it on a xylophone, just like other people who's trying to convert people to Christians. And I sit out there drawing exactly what I was drawing, am drawing every single day on the streets. People gonna come by asking me, seeing me building this thing day in and day out. Who you think they're gonna listen to? Who you think they're gonna gravitate towards? As far as, so you got this internet thing that's more about a persona, and then you also got this other side that's more about core facts and based on facts, and that's what my stuff is based on, is straight facts, bro. Um, and the reason that I'm saying that is because with this map right here, if you zoomed in on this, where this red dot is, which is approximately where Egypt is, or the Great Pyramids, you'll zoom in on it and you wouldn't have squares. You'll have this circle thing going on here. You see this circular type of thing. So where would the squares even come into aspects of being X? That wouldn't make any sense, because these are curved lines. That's why the lines, or the actual land itself, is trying to curve, and that's not what we see in reality. It curving inward, concave towards the North Pole like that. That's not how we operate, nor do planes fly like that. So what is the option? When I just showed that the Great Pyramid is right there, you got that going on. You got this divine X. You got 8 sides like that. All right. What is he saying? What he's saying is this right here. If you look at this, remember that this over here that I got, as far as this blue right here, it's an X. So look at the Great Pyramid and where it's at. If you look at it, if you zoom in on it, it's 8-sided. Golly, man. And see, this ain't, when I bring up the Great Pyramids, this ain't me bringing it up to say, hey, man, this is look, yo, this is I'm an Egyptologist and I'm into the Kemet stuff. That's not me, bro. I'm into architecture. And like I just said, I'm into straight facts. I just cosmology is straight facts, bro. Magnetism, straight facts, bro. That's all I'm about. Science, mathematics, I'm about straight facts and core facts, stuff that just can't budge. It can't be budged. That's how I am. I'm not really up here to do all, now brainstorming and stuff. I'm not. Imagination is very important, bro. I use my imagination too. I use my imagination in private and I bring it out to y'all in public. Y'all more so like to express y'all imaginations together on the panel and everything. That's more so what I realize. I use my imagination in private and bring it out to the public. Sound more like a Cancer type of thing anyway to do anyway. A more introverted type of thing. But anyway, if you look at this, this is 8 sides. So if you plot this pyramid, like I said, let's say that you're the creator, you looking at this like a chessboard. So this is a chess piece. And we're going to pick up this Great Pyramid as a chess piece and we're going to put it on Corey Anthony's work, on PR Corey's work. What I'm saying is, if you got this in your hand right now, the Great Pyramid, and now, just like Angkor Wat right there, if you put it in the center, oh goodness. If you put it in the center, okay. Man, goodness, I hate when this thing does it. If you put it in the center of it right here, if you put it in the center of the number 8, which is the green, a Earth, a continent, which would be right here on the map, because mind you, this whole square thing can be turned, it's because it's all the same thing. It's all the Earth, geometry of the Earth. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, we know that the sun and the moon go in the circle. It's going in the circle above. So it's either it's a globe or it's a flat circular, not flat circular, but square or circular type of thing going on. This is where I'm showing the square aspect of measurement and layout, that the creator wasn't, we ain't the first and only thing smart enough to put something on a grid, man. Like when you looking down, if y'all saying that the world is infinite, that the plane is infinite, think about this. Think about this, because it's all fractal. Think about this. This is where when y'all saying that y'all is God, you is kind of looking at the world from the view of God. If God was walking around, that's if God was walking around. And the reason that I say that is because everything is fractal. Our vision is fractal. No matter what, when you raise up the eye line, the horizon is eye view. So that's the same thing to say that if you were a giant, if your head was up that high, then the eye line, just like the horizon, is going to rise up to your eyesight. The line of your eyesight is going to even out with it, just like a human that's on the very ground down below. It's the same thing, man. So I'm looking at my room floor, looking at the square of this room, and it's just like the creator could be looking, or the creator, if it looked down at this water that we look at as a huge ocean and everything, an outside source, a grander thing than us, could look at that like it's nothing. It's probably a little ain't no telling what that is. I mean, just when you think on that type of scale of what we living on and what we looking at. But this is time. This is not only time, but when you falling into something or zooming out of something, flying up from something, i.e. the Nazca lines, flying up from something and doing something. So if you do that with that monument and you got this right here, I mean, this is just something that I just got to keep on showing here recently, because it's crazy to me when I really think this is too on point, bro. You got the Great Pyramids I just showed. That's on one side. That's one quarter of the earth. The next quarter is this right here, Angkor Wat. This right here is crazy, bro. I literally put this on top. It's the exact thing, bro. It's the exact same thing. I said that's crazy. So this supports what I'm saying about this being the true ley lines of the earth, the true energy grid, the true fractal grid of the earth, man. That's why they built the pyramids like they did. Mm-hmm. I ain't been down in these photos so long. See, these are other Nazca stars that ain't nobody even talked about. These are the ones they cover up. The CIA and the FBI. I'm talking about stuff that the CIA and FBI now covering up, bro. And they trying to figure out. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm not just up here just playing around. And this is a scale view of something, I think, right here. It's a painting too. Yeah, that's a painting though. So yeah, man, I just wanted to share this with y'all, bro. This is, it's important stuff. He has 3 books. Have you looked into Crater Earth? Nope. You got a point there, 45. Let's do it, bro. Come to Arizona. I ain't been to Arizona yet. That been brought up to me before. Going to Arizona. I ain't gonna lie. One time in the past. I think that was 2015 last time. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share this with people real quick when it come down to the whole message thing that people is talking about Messiah. I'm not saying that I'm a Messiah. I'm not saying that I'm the Messiah, but it's certain stuff. It's reason. I'm not just saying that for no reason. I'm not just showing the stuff that I'm just showing for no reason. When it comes to I'm questioning stuff. It got me where, I mean, how many people in their life make a discovery with a certain number in a certain age where they say that the Messiah is going to come back, and then you end up coming across some information where it say that the certain number that you discovered specifically got to deal with the return of the Messiah. I just don't know how to take stuff in life right now, man. I'm really looking at stuff from a lens that I feel like ain't nobody else in life really got to look through, and then that's saying on one end I'm having demonic activity and stuff like that. It's crazy stuff going on. It's crazy. So I'm paying attention to everything that's going on, good and bad. But I ain't finna sit on here and ramble, man. I appreciate everybody who has come through, and I'm gonna go ahead and see y'all next time, man. Peace out.